Man, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of EOS. It's 10 out of Jake, man. I'm rocking with y'all, y'all rocking with me. And for this video, we're going to be speaking on Florida rapper Splash Zanotti, how he and two other rappers were federally charged with kidnapping a couple over $20,000. On October 11th, 2020, three Florida rappers broke into a home demanding $20,000 from a husband and wife in Broward County, Florida. A federal criminal affidavit states Brandon Kawan Campbell, who goes by the rap name Splash Zanotti, Deontay Alexander Wilcox, aka Young Focus, and Antonio James, aka Trap Savage 45, forced their way into the couple's home at gunpoint, masked up. Around 3:30 in the afternoon, Young Focus went to the window of the victim's home asking for Anthony. The wife told him they hadn't spoke with Anthony, their nephew, in years. Focus said he couldn't hear her well, so she opened the door to talk, and that's when Focus put a gun to her head and forced his way inside of the home, with the two other rappers following close behind. They ordered the couple to the ground, telling them to download Cash App on their phones and transfer $20,000 to their accounts before telling the couple their nephew owed them money, and they were going to pay his debt or die. There was an issue with Cash App, so Splash forced the wife to write out checks and forced her at gunpoint to come with him to cash them. They tried at an Amscot, but Amscot declined to process the transaction. Splash then drove the wife to a Publix grocery store where he tried to purchase $20,000 worth of money orders with their debit card, but that was also declined, so we took her back to the house where all three rappers spent the night with the victims as they ate their food and drank their liquor. Sometime after midnight, the husband went to the garage for a cigarette and Young Focus raped his wife. The next morning, Splash took the wife to two different banks, both of which were closed. He became angry. He searched on his phone as to why they were closed before discovering it was Columbus Day, a federal holiday. After failed attempts to withdraw $20,000 at a Miami casino and a Walmart in North Miami, he once again drove back to the house with the wife. He forced the wife to call her bank and increase her ATM limits, which she did, and he was able to have her withdraw at three different banks, equaling $20,000. Video evidence from a cell phone recorded by Savage shows Splash sitting in the driver's seat of a car counting a large amount of money with Focus in the back seat. Savage can be heard saying, "Don't worry, I ain't posting this." And just a month later, Savage was arrested after cops pulled over a car he was a passenger in. A background check showed he had a warrant for an armed robbery, he was already a felon, and at the time of his arrest, he was carrying a gun. The video was found saved inside of his phone. Splash and Focus wouldn't be arrested until December 16th and December 17th, with the video being posted on Splash's Instagram of his arrest.
Dude. Here you go.
During the investigation, law enforcement recovered forensic evidence linking all three suspects to the scene of the home invasion, video surveillance and other documents of Splash with the wife, and one of the firearms used in the home invasion was recovered by canines. 26-year-old Splash, 24-year-old Focus, and 25-year-old Savage have been charged with kidnapping and conspiracy to kidnap federally, while Savage also faces being a felon in possession of a weapon and state charges for armed robbery and carrying a concealed firearm. Federally, the three are facing a life sentence, and at this time, Focus has not been charged with the rape. Now, not only is this case fucked, it sounds like this case is closed. I don't know if somebody's gonna start talking and putting the blame on the other one. I don't really know what piece of evidence was the one that actually identified them, unless they were all already in the system. If someone said something, because usually when one guy gets popped and he's facing charges, he starts talking, but they didn't say anything about anyone snitching. But they do have a lot of fucking evidence and a whole trail. As far as everything goes, Splash, in my opinion, he's out of there. There's way too much evidence. They're gonna be pulling every single surveillance video out of every single place that he drove to. Everybody's gonna be getting interviewed. We don't know how long The investigation has been going for, but I guarantee you after the victims were left alone, they reported it. She told police everywhere they went, and they're gonna be trying to pull surveillance video off of every single location. I mean, the amount of evidence that they have in the case, I guarantee, is gonna point towards him more than anyone else. I'm not sure why Focus wasn't charged with the rape though, unless there just wasn't enough evidence to charge him with it. And if he is charged with the rape in the future, will that fall back on the other two co-defendants? Because I'm pretty sure it actually would. In that case, they'd be facing even more time. Now, one thing that I want to bring up, right? All of this was over a $20,000 debt. And this kid's supposed to be a rapper. He's supposed to be a friend of XXX Tentacion and a couple of other people out of Florida, whatever. Y'all need to understand, right? Somebody that's making money, and I mean really making money. I'm a YouTuber. I'm not a millionaire by any means, but I'm making enough to not do any dumb shit. You know what I'm saying? To jeopardize what I have going on. When it comes to rappers, you have to fit the image. The image is just as important as the music. And a lot of these dudes, the fans will be focused on how many followers they have, how many views they get, and they'll think that that equals money when it doesn't. A lot of these rappers are broke as fuck. And that's why a lot of these dudes be getting caught up in these dumbass cases. It ain't nothing to buy fake diamonds and a 10-carat fucking chain and tell people you spent 80 bands. And if you got 100,000 followers on Instagram, they're gonna assume you really do. They're gonna assume it's real, you know what I mean? And it's a bunch of bullshit. I don't understand why they would go do something for $20,000 fucking dollars, and they were so desperate after every failed attempt at getting the money, they even slept over the house. To me, I'm thinking that they didn't have any fucking money. They weren't what they were projecting to be, or however you want to break it down. Because if you had that type of money legally, you're not going to jeopardize losing that. Because when it comes to drugs, right? When it comes to drug dealers, people that are in that field, if I'm dealing drugs and I go to jail, I'm most likely doing business with a couple of other people that can continue the operation until I come back out. But if I'm a YouTuber, I can't go lay down for 6 months in jail, come back out, and expect my channel to be at the same fucking pace. You know what I mean? If I had a regular 9 to 5, I can't have my buddy that sells shit for me go and work my 9 to 5 in my name. It doesn't work like that. So people that are really making fucking money are not going to jeopardize doing 6 months, doing a year in county jail over something that's petty. And honestly, when you're on a certain level, 20 grand becomes petty. Is 20 grand worth fighting a life sentence? It isn't. This whole case is fucking retarded. I don't know why the fuck they would even do something like that. It's a federal case. It involves banks. In my opinion, and I don't wish bad on nobody, we already know the Fed's conviction rate. I think it's over for them. But hey, it's 10 out of J. I'm rocking with y'all. Y'all rocking with me. Until next time.